My name is Joseph. I'm with Coale Roofing, and I'm tuned into Only Roofers podcast.
Welcome to the Only Roofers podcast. My name's Elizabeth, and my co-host Vince is over here too.
Hi guys, how you guys doing?
Today we have the pleasure of interviewing Joseph Alvarez from Houston, Texas. Welcome, Joseph.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing?
So Joseph just shared a little bit about himself behind the scenes, but I want you to tell us a little bit about Coale Roofing and what you're doing today in the industry.
Yeah, sure. So we're out here at IRE 2022 in New Orleans, and Only Roofers, shout out to that. So Joseph Alvarez, I'm 26 years old, and I've been in the roofing industry for about 5 years or so now. Got there through my father, who started Rainproof Roofing, and we just recently acquired Coale Roofing since 1927. It is one of the oldest shingle applicator roofing companies in Houston, Texas, and it's been around for almost 100 years, and we're gonna get to 100 years here soon.
So let's talk a little bit about, there's a lot of companies out there that are looking to evaluate whether it's time to sell their roofing company or whether they should buy a roofing company. How did you guys come to the conclusion that Coale Roofing was a great brand to buy? And how did the owner position it for you guys as well?
Sure. One of the biggest things that we got from Coale Roofing is the name and the quality that they've put out there for 90 plus years, and I think that's really hard to come by. As far as the leads go, I mean, the phones are ringing off the hook. We've roofed houses, generational houses.
Wow.
So I've roofed a granddaughter's house. John Stroman roofed, the mother's house, and then so forth, so on. I mean, we've been roofing that same house since the 80s. We got files going back to 1937. We have measurements that we can pull out, and it was a pretty good lineup as far as the areas that we hit. So all the neighborhoods in Houston, as far as like Tanglewood, West University, Bel Air, we were already in that area, so it was an easy transition.
How important was the existing database and the organization of that when the purchase was made? Was that all organized for you guys digitally, or how were you able to intake those files and view the measurements and so on?
That was actually, we had to outsource all that, so we had somebody come in and transport it digitally. It was a little outdated system, but it was all there and it was all very thoroughly detailed. So we just got that information and put it into our database.
Right.
And now, we get a call, hey, this is my address, and it's in a zip code that we work in, and we already have measurements. We already, we know when that roof was put on. Somebody might have repaired it maybe 15 years ago, and the homeowner doesn't even know that. So the homeowner calls two other companies in that area, and people come out and they've seen the house for the first time. I already have a list of, what was wrong with it 5 years ago.
That's amazing. Are you doing anything? Are you just to change it all, or you just don't screw it up kind of system?
Well, we're introducing more people into the company. It's we're being very conservative in how we move forward with growth.
Okay.
I think that was one of the things that was a little stagnant with Coale Roofing. So we're just introducing more people into the company. So it's my brother is also out there selling. We have our foreman who's been with the company for 12 years. We have our father out there. We have the foreman's son selling. So
How about when you tell us a little bit about what you share behind the scenes about your experience in coming in and out of roofing?
Yeah, sure. So, 15, 16 years old, I wanted to earn some money. My dad was, roofing in the roofing industry. He threw me out there with the crews. It was one hot summer in Houston. If you're from down south, you know how hot that was. I lost about 8 pounds in 1 week just, picking up shingle trash. So I said, you know what? Screw this. I'm not roofing at all. I went to college.
That was his goal.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, you want to do a roof? I'll show you a roof. It's like,
I think that was his goal, yeah. So it worked. A little reverse psychology there. But so I went out to Texas Tech, wreck 'em, shout out, beat UT yesterday. So, yeah. And then came back, corporate America, accounting wasn't for me. I said, hey, Dad, let's do this roofing thing again. He put me in sales. He wasn't that mean this time. And ever since then, we kind of kicked it off, and we've been growing ever since, and we want to get to the next level here.
Well, what do you like about being someone who didn't like it at a young age? I'll be that, but
Yeah.
went to corporate America. What did you see in the roofing industry outside of the corporate America that you wanted that gravitated back to
Yeah,
it?
college educated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's not just like a second chance. Like I'll get into roofing. You knew it. You have a head on your shoulders. You went into a
With a
roofing
college
industry.
degree, yeah.
Right. Why?
Yeah, that's
What's
a
your
great
why?
question. My why is really first, it's you get a call for a roofing problem, and we go see homeowners. We're residential, right? So I can make that connection with that homeowner,
Mm-hmm.
and I can kind of be that hero at one point for the 30 minutes that I'm there, solve their problem, and
Put your Superman cape on, super
exactly,
roofer.
exactly. So just helping people, regular people, shaking their hands and being able to provide that service, and just being around, a family environment as opposed to corporate America. That's really what
So
it
bringing
is.
about the family environment, what's it like working with your father, who's been in the roofing industry? Sounds like a pretty long time, much longer than you've probably been alive. It sounds like.
Yep.
So, what's that like? The young buck coming in, the son, kind of trying to push the company forward. What's that like? Is it a tug of war?
Yeah. Well, there's definitely button heads. The new with the old, weaving that in together. There's ways that he's always going to be right about, and there's new ways that I know I'm pushing towards a good new way. So there's always something to butt heads with.
Do you have like weekly, daily meetings about things like, or is it just kind of on the fly?
Oh, he'll text me at like 9 p.m. at night, like, hey, don't forget to do this, and it's
But more on the trajectory of the business, growing the business as owners, as father and son, pushing the business forward, buying companies, and growing and scaling companies. Would you have those kind of meetings with your father about
Or
growing
is
the
he
business?
making the decisions and you're just supporting him?
oh, we're definitely he's asking, hey, what do you think about this? We have these meetings a lot. I mean, we'll go out to, we have this like breakfast diner that we go to. So 7 in the morning we'll be at the breakfast diner talking.
That's so cute.
game
That's
planning.
cute.
Yeah, and it's kind of a
Grits,
place.
grits and cash.
Yeah, roofs and eggs, sunny side up.
Gotcha.
And how does that feel now? Do you have kids yet?
No kids.
Okay, so do
She
you
looks
hope
rested.
that this is? Well, I mean, I'm 25. I have a kid. So, as far as when it comes to having kids in the future and so on, is this something you're looking to one day bring your kids into, or you're like, you know what, I tried to do this. My dad tried to bring me into it.
Yeah.
Let me not do this.
Well,
what's your dreams
yeah,
like?
Well, I'll tell you what. My dad told me, "Hey, go work somewhere else. Don't do this roofing thing." And I think going back to that reverse psychology, I was like, "Okay, he told me to go do this. I'm gonna roof now." So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna tell my kids to
Just go do something else.
Yeah, go chase the dreams. If your dream's to be on a roof, then hey, here it is.
So, getting back to purchasing a roofing company such as Coale Roofing, what would you recommend for someone out there who's already has an existing business and is looking to maybe purchase an older roofing company in the area? What would be kind of like, what did you guys look out and seek for when you were looking to buy?
I would definitely do your research. This is a really great question, actually, because that roofing company that we bought, has a great reputation. And other than that, we knew the man that was behind all the jobs because he would be the only one going out there doing the jobs and
Wow.
inspecting the jobs.
Right.
So when you're buying a roofing company and they put on a roof and you say you bought that roofing company, guess who's going to get the call if it leaks, a year later. So definitely do your research. Definitely know who you're going to, kind of get in bed with. shall I
More
say.
of
Were,
the
were there
installation?
certain things you were looking for as there's multiple companies? I get
Like
they're an older
revenue,
company.
yeah.
Was there revenue? Was there certain things, market share, whatever it may have been, that you
Yeah.
were looking to go after when looking to buy a company?
Yeah, basically reputation and brand name.
Okay.
We did research on, what the areas thought about them.
How many
There's,
reviews did they have online?
Well, there's an app called Nextdoor,
Yeah.
and it's kind of all word of mouth. That's social media wise now,
Yeah.
but just raving reviews, and you don't pay for those, right? So you got to be weary of the reviews that people can pay for. That was a plus. Another foot in the right direction was the industry, kind of the good name industry people in town knew exactly who John Strowman was and knew exactly what he was about, and that was kind of that sealed the
Gotcha.
deal.
So, money-making question. How much did you buy it for?
Oh, okay. Well, so that should be pretty interesting. It wasn't, you know, the biggest spend in the splurge in the world, but
But how much was it?
I guess we're talking, you know, lower millions here. So,
Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
all
That's
right.
fair.
All right. All
We're,
right.
we're early on in 2022. What's one thing you can tell somebody on the other side of that camera to really look forward to how they can grow their company? Tip, trick, something you've learned as a young buck in the game?
Yeah, definitely manage expectations. Absolutely number one, deal. Manage expectations. On a job site, anything could go wrong, and most likely at least one or two things will go wrong. No matter how much you prepare. So definitely just manage expectations, whether it's a homeowner, whether it's your guys, everything around the project. And I would say, if you get good quality people around you, don't micromanage and let them do their thing, because that's what they're there for.
Perfect. Well, Joseph,
Awesome.
thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you guys.
Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Only Roofers podcast, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.